but I will say I'm still doing research. I'm still looking into that upcoming video that I want to be doing one about God. However, I want to frame things a certain way, and that's going to take me a little bit of time. That's not like something simple to tackle, and I expect this to probably be around 45 minutes long. So yeah, but this topic here is something that I do want to address. It's a topic of singleness. I've heard about it a lot recently, and I completely forgot that it does play a certain amount of relevance in people's lives today, because while I have not heard this, let me finish that thought here. It plays an important role in people's lives today because it is something that is heard if you are struggling to find a partner and are unable to do so. That is one of the explanations that you will hear, is that, well, maybe you are called to be single, maybe you are meant to be single. Honestly, I would say between now and 4 years ago, it has taken me a lot of time to become more settled with the topic and to look more into it. There is a lot there. A lot of it is personal though, so while there is definitely evidence to present, mainly career and a focus in life and getting yourself structured and sound and settled, there is also a lot that plays into whether or not you're going to be successful in finding someone versus realizing that you are meant to be, not to be with someone as in like with a family or a spouse, because some people, they do not want to become parents, but they do want to actually find a significant other to walk through life with. I would have to say a career and a job and your driving focus is definitely one of the main aspects that's going to be a priority if you feel like you are gifted in being single, and that is what you should be. Having grown up believing that I would have a wife, a family, 1 or 2 kids, a house, and a career that I would be actively building on when I hit 35, I admit 4 years ago it hit me pretty hard, and I had to kind of step back and relook at things, trying to reevaluate where things were going and what was happening. And there was a lot of questions being asked and very few answers. Some of these answers you're going to have to ask you're going to have to ask others that you trust, and to ask around, to look around, because not everything that applies to me will apply to you all. Your priorities, your aim, your focus, what you care about, whether it be kids or sex or just coming home to someone being in the same house as you. All of this does matter. Now, for some people, if that doesn't matter, then maybe, well, there's going to have to be something else that matters. Like living comfortably and being able to do what you want to do, for example. However, depending upon how you grow up, that will play a role in things as well. So, your beginning, your focus and priorities, and lastly, this is something else that I've noticed, that I've looked into, that I can also point to, is it unfortunately comes from the pickup artists, the PUAs, as what some people call. It's whether or not you have the social skills in order to interact with other people, specifically those of the opposite sex. That does matter to a degree because of whether or not you're going to be able to be attractive to someone of the opposite sex. So attractiveness does play a part in attracting others, but also showing that you are healthy. You are someone that is worth dating. To that point, I can understand the concept of, putting yourself out there as if you were a resume of sorts to those who are also single and eligible. And with that, I would have to say you're going to have to figure out whether or not you... Okay, let me back up here. while it may take you a couple of years to figure out if you are meant to be single or if you were meant to be with someone else, it's going to be, the journey itself is going to matter more than the answer that you come across. So these are my thoughts on this topic, and I would encourage you to take your time to think about this, because this does matter, and this will take up a good chunk of your life when you're a young adult, all the way up to, it'll probably be about, 15 years of your life, give or take. Not because it took 15 years of my life, but just because there has been a large chunk of time that has passed where I've struggled with certain things, like accepting the fact that dating is not what it was years ago, and why it has gotten a lot harder to talk to those of the opposite sex. These are my thoughts, and I hope they help you out with your own. All right, until next time.